Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I am decluttering my palettes, and this is like the end of the fucking world for me. I'm not kidding. I don't like this. I like decluttering, but I don't. And there are certain things that that stress me out. They stress me out and cause anxiety when I declutter them. Blush is number one. We already know this. Niki, don't do that. But eyeshadows, meh. There are always different formulations, even if they're the same colors, and some colors are like a hair off, and that means you have to keep it. And you know, there's always so many reasons why you should not declutter. But that, of course, is the makeup addiction in us all. So I have an organizer down here. Down here I have an organizer that's pretty big, and it has 3 drawers. And that's really where I keep all of my palettes, except for my 5 palette kind of little organizer that I keep up here on my vanity for my everyday, what I'm using right now, eyeshadows. So that's a lot of palettes. It's a lot of palettes, and it's so full right now that I can't fit any more palettes in it, which means it's time to declutter them. And it's sad because a lot of the palettes that I have, I've either gotten for PR from companies or I've gotten in friend mails, and I don't like to declutter things that have been given to me. I feel like it's insulting, or it's mean, or it's rude, and I've been told by like basically everyone that's ever sent me anything, it's not. And I know that firsthand, if I sent somebody something and they just weren't getting use out of it every single day, I'd rather have them pass it on before it expired, and have somebody else get good use out of it. So I'm really hoping that that's how a lot of you will feel as well. If I pass on something that you have gifted me, it's not as a jab or an insult or anything like that. It's just I really dislike products being wasted. I'm a huge lover of makeup, so when I see something being wasted, it's very irritating to me. So please, please don't be upset if I pass on something that you have gifted me. It will go to a good home, I promise you that, and it will be used and loved. So there's always a use, and we make sure here on my channel that the makeup that is brought onto this channel is always used and not wasted. So now that I have talked way too much, let's get to decluttering my palettes. I feel like we should all just put on black, put black veils over our face, and get ready to do this funeral, because that's exactly what it is.
Every time we touch, your hands are colder, colder. There's no beating coming.
Alright, so let's start with the first little bin here. It's not really little, but this is my smaller palettes, and we're going to go through this. I have 3 of these to go through, so this might be somewhat of a longer video, you guys, so grab a snack if you need. Strap into the broke bitch boat. Here we go. And sorry, my finger has a band-aid on it. Yes, we have technical difficulties. I'm sorry. Alright, the first palette here is a palette from Wet n Wild. Very beautiful. This is called Walking on Eggshells. I'm definitely keeping this. This is a great kind of makeup, like no makeup palette, which is very affordable. So I'm keeping this. I'm going to put all my keeps on this side. This is the Urban Decay, and this is the Rollerball Girl palette, I believe. I believe it is. It doesn't really have the name on it. But this comes with Woodstock, Verve, Suspect, and Dark Horse. I haven't gotten rid of this because Woodstock is one of my favorite colors ever, and this is the last palette that I have, I believe, with it in it. So I'm definitely going to be keeping this. Oh, it's so hard though, because I know I need to get rid of it because I haven't used it in forever. It's the point of a declutter, Niki. It's the point of a declutter. Okay, I'll pass it on. Ugh. This is a flower holiday palette that I got a while ago, and I'm opening it the wrong way, of course. It looks like it's really soft. There's a lot of like, I mean, the eyeshadows in this are amazing, you guys, like downright amazing. But I've had this for a very long time, and the shadows are starting to like break apart. It's so good though. I think I'm just going to keep it. I'm just going to keep it. I can't. I love this palette. This is the Down to Earth palette that I got from the Body Shop that we just recently talked about on Monday. And definitely keeping this one. That is so good. And then the IBY palette, which was in my products that shocked me, I believe. It might have even been in my favorites. I love this. It's not going nowhere. Now here are the 2 palettes that we got in BoxyCharm. The one that's in Warm Up and the one that's in Cool Down. Now Warm Up is gorgeous, you guys. Absolutely gorgeous. Like, I can't get over that. That's so good. So good. So I'm keeping that one. And this is the newer one that we got, which is Cool Down. Yeah, Cool Down. And it's just so pretty. Like, I can't get rid of either one. I just love them so much. So I'm definitely keeping these. Now, this is a Lorac holiday palette I got a while ago. There was 3 of them, and I ended up passing on 2 of them because I wasn't using it. And I still haven't used this one either. So I'm going to actually pass this one on. Let's see what else. This is the new Charlotte Tilbury quad that I got. This is not going anywhere because this is so... Oh, look at that Band-Aid. Sorry. This is so gorgeous. I gotta keep that one. This is an Avon little quad, and this, I got 2 of them, and this was my most favorite one out of it. I still have not put this to use at all, so I think that I'm going to pass this one on. This is the Tarte Rainforest After Dark palette. I will never get rid of this. This is one of my most exciting palettes that I've ever gotten. And I just recently used this gold again. And oh, it's so good. So this is definitely a keep. This is a ready-to-wear palette. And I'm actually passing all of these on. I have the other one in my pass pile as well that has a bronzer and blush. This is a blush, a black eyeshadow, and then a bunch of quilted eyeshadows. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous little compact here, and this blush is amazing, which is why I kept it for so long, but I gotta pass it on. If I'm not using it, it's gotta go. I need the room. This is the CoverGirl's Golden palette. This was my favorite one out of all of them. I never ever use this, you guys. Never ever. So I'm going to pass this on. These are the 2 Becca palettes that I just recently got in a friend mail. This is the eyeshadow. I don't want to blind you guys, but beautiful. That's being kept. And then the blush palette. Don't even tempt me. Y'all know I'm keeping this. This is the W7 Toasted, which I also recently got in a friend mail. I haven't even tried this out yet, so I'm definitely keeping it because I want to review it for you guys because it's such an affordable brand. So this is a keep. This is a Givenchy. I believe that's how you say it. And this is a little quad from them that I got in a friend mail. This is gorgeous, and I'm definitely keeping it. This is like a 5-pound little compact. It's so heavy and so cool and spiked. I'm definitely always keeping this. This is the City Colors palette that I talked to you guys about. This is amazing, amazing, amazing. And Chanel is so mad because she tried to order one of these off Walmart and the seller never sent it to her. Like, there was some issue. So beware with doing that on Walmart. But these palettes are so good. This is a Makeup Revolution palette. This one is in Run Boy Run. And it looks like this. It is a gorgeous palette, you guys, but I just never ever use this. I never reach for it. It's just a bunch of shimmers, and I have a hard time using shimmers. And the mattes are okay, but I already have all of these colors, so I'm going to pass this one on. Here are the 2 palettes that I recently got from Salavi, I believe. Then they have the Glow and the Nude. I still have not tried these out, and I want to when they get ready with me, so I am keeping these. Then we also have the new Profusion palette that I just recently got, and I still need to review this one as well. The swatches were bomb on this one, so I'm definitely keeping this so I can review it and show you guys how it is and get ready with me. This is like everyone should have this palette. This is the Comfort Zone by Wet n Wild. It is the most amazing palettes ever. Like, ever. If you don't have money, like literally have no money, grab this palette, and it's like almost as good as high end. This is the Milani palette, and this is their Everyday Eyes eyeshadow collection in Earthy Elements. This, to me, in my opinion, was the best one out of the whole collection, but I never use it, so I'm going to be passing this one on. This is the Kardashian Beauty palette that I got, which is actually very shocking with its quality. I'm going to be keeping this one because it's so good, and these 2 shades are like my everythings, so I'm keeping it for sure. And then lastly, we have the ABH Tamana palettes, and I am going to be keeping this one. I have a hard time passing these on. I usually put them in a sale if I do decide to pass them on, but I just love this, and I can't for the life of me get that color out of my head. So I'm definitely going to be keeping it for that and for China Rose. 2 beautiful, beautiful colors. Alright, so I did pretty good here. I have 7 palettes that I'm getting rid of, and I have lots of space now in my smaller drawer. So let's move on to the next drawer. Alright, here is the next drawer. Let's go through it. Now these are kind of my bigger and medium sized palettes. I kind of try to organize them by size. It just kind of helps me out. The first thing here is the Profusion Conceal. I was going to review this, if I can even open it. There we go. I was going to review this, and I really like the brush in it, you guys, but seriously, I do not use products like this, and I don't want to try to review it and review it wrong because I don't know what I'm doing with it, so I'm actually going to be passing this on, which is sad, but I just don't work with cream products very well. And then we have the Revolution. This is the Makeup Revolution Blush Palette, and this one is in, what is it, Goddess? Yeah, Goddess. This is such a good palette. Highlighters, blushes. We've gone through this and then I hauled it, but did I like it? I am definitely keeping this. This is a Coastal Scents palette I just got, and I'm definitely keeping this. Look at these colors. You guys, this is so good. So pretty, and I've been using it a lot, especially these darker colors. Oh yes, this is a keep. This is the Lorac Mega Pro 2, and I love this, and it goes along with the one that I just got as well, so I'm definitely keeping this. Look at that. I'll keep it just for Tangerine. This is also a new palette. I haven't even had the time to try out yet. This is from BH Cosmetics. It's the Illuminate by Ashley Tisdale. I cannot wait to try this out, so this is definitely a keep. This is the Nude Tude palette by the Balm, and you guys, I've tried this out. I do not like the quality of this palette. I love the colors, but the quality is horrendous. Powdery, not blendable, horrible fallout. I mean, this was just a really bad palette, I'm not gonna lie. So I'm going to be passing this on because I actually know a lot of people who say that this is a really good palette. So I don't know, it just did not work for me. So hopefully it can work for somebody else. Now this is the Cargo Land Down Under palette. I got this from Octoly to review. I did use it in a Get Ready With Me. It is pretty, but I'm just never going to reach for it again, honestly. It's just I have too many of these colors in other palettes, so I'm going to be passing this one on. This is the Exposed palette from Crown, Black Labeled Company, so it's basically like one of the naked palettes. Now, I have this one here, and then I have another one that's a lot like it from the Nude collection that we got in a FabFitFun box, I believe. And I don't know how similar the colors are, but they're looking kind of quite similar here. So, let's take a look. Oh, look, they're the same thing. Black Labeled Companies. So I'm going to keep the one from the Pure Cosmetics because I believe that this one is a better quality, even though they're basically the same thing. And I'm going to pass on the Crown Exposed one. One for me, one for you. Too Faced Chocolate Bar. This is not going anywhere. I've already hit pan on one of the shades. I love this palette so much, so this is definitely a keeper, and I highly recommend getting this too. Y'all know this is not going anywhere. These are my favorite eyeshadows of life. The Belfier Cosmetic eyeshadows. I have this palette and I have another palette that I use more. This is kind of like my rest of my eyeshadow palette. The other one is warm and orangey and beautiful, and I love it, and I use it almost every day. So highly recommend their shadows, but only on sale because they're super expensive, but I'm never getting rid of this. This is the Gorgeous Cosmetic 8-pan palette, and this is their contour shades. I really like this palette. I really like it. It's great. It has great quality, great colors. I mean, really, seriously, it's amazing. And it's super expensive. Super expensive. I reviewed for them, and I reviewed this, but I never use this. So I'm going to have to pass it on. And this is one of those items that really breaks my heart, and I don't want to get rid of it, but I need to. It just makes sense. So that is getting passed on. Then I have the Cargo palette in Shanghai Nights. I love this palette. This palette is well used and loved, but I haven't used it in so long, so I'm going to be passing this on because I just don't want it to sit there. It's such a good palette. And then lastly with this drawer, the Jaclyn Hill Becca collaboration. I am never getting rid of this. It is so good. I might sell it at some point. I'm not positive, but right now I've just been loving it, so it's a keep. Alright, so I got some room here in this drawer as well, and I passed on how many palettes? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I am doing so good. I'm so proud of myself. Alright, and let's move on to the last drawer here. I'm not sure how many of these palettes I will be getting rid of just because the top drawer is usually like my most loved. So let's just take a look and see what we're working with. Now this is my first Z palette I ever had. And I'm obviously going to keep the Z palette, but I'm not sure that I'm going to keep the shades that are in here. I might keep a couple of them, but a lot of these are Morphe shadows. And to be honest, I don't care for Morphe shadows. I'm one of those people that just does not give any fucks about Morphe shadows. I don't think that they are the best in the world. The shimmers are the best out of any of it, and they have a lot of fallout. So I think that I might be passing on a lot of these if I can, and keeping the Z palette. So I'm probably going to put this in the past, but that Z palette is not going nowhere, just the eyeshadows. This is the Deca Scarlet palette that I just recently did a day to night look on, you guys. I really do like this palette a lot. I really, really do. And I'm hoping that when they come out with another one, they send me that too. Because I really love the idea of these palettes, and I love that it's something that YouTubers are doing. You know, it's always great to see YouTubers get, you know, opportunities like that. So, and this is a reminder of that. So I'm definitely keeping this. We all know this is not going anywhere. This is a Cheekathon by Benefit. This is probably one of the palettes, one of the very few palettes that I was actually beyond excited about getting. And so this is always going to be in my collection. Now this is my second Z palette that I'm starting to fill up. And I have some gorgeous shades in here from Itsy. And I love Itsy. I worked with them previously. And then Aveda is the square one. So this is definitely a keeper. Now this is a Simply Spoiled black labeled company. This is their Perfection palette. And this is 06. Oh my god, there's my hair on it. Look at that. Long hair girl problems, man. Now this is seriously just a black labeled huge pan contour palette. I never use it, never will, so I'm going to be passing this on, but the quality is actually really, really good in this one. This is my Camp Cosmetics kind of like Z palette I have going on here. I have all of their shadows in here along with their blushes, and then all of these, I believe, right here are all MAC, because the MAC shadows aren't very magnetic, and they kind of just go wherever they feel like it. I think it might actually just be these 4 that are MAC, and I might be passing those on because I don't care for the MAC shadows at all. At all. I'm just sorry, I'm not jumping on that bandwagon. I don't like them. I don't think that they're very pigmented, and I don't think they're great quality. So I'm probably going to be passing on the MAC shadows, but the Camp Cosmetic I'm keeping forever because they are so good. But just like Belfier, they are way, way overpriced, so you could only get them on sale to actually make sense of that. Now this is a Morphe palette. This one is the 28F. This is their color palette. I only keep this because of doing like Halloween looks or having a palette my kids can play with, you know, or if I need crazy colors like this. So that's the only reason why I have ever kept this palette. I really want to keep it for that reason, but I just never use this, so I'm going to pass it on. And the last palette here is the Morphe 35O, which I actually do like this palette. I can't help myself. It is not like the single shadows that you can get that were in my Z palette. This is much better quality. I mean, still, the shimmer shades, I love them, but they do have that fallout. But the mattes in here are so much better, so I will always keep this palette because it's a warm tone palette and it's gorgeous. So this is definitely a keep. And wow, I did so much better with this than I thought I was going to. Oh, yay, I'm doing so good. So this is everything that I'm going to be passing on. 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 palettes. And these all do have homes, you guys, so no worries, no worries. These all have homes. Alright, so I think that I did really good, you guys. This was kind of an emotional, hard to do process. I'm not going to lie. I had to like stop filming a couple of times and really think about what I was doing and just calm down. This is really hard for me, and so many of my products are gifted to me, so I have an emotional attachment to them, but I am not a hoarder, and I try very hard not to hoard things. I do declutter. When I get new things in, I like to take old things out, things that I'm not using. I hate wasted products. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, leave me a nice cool comment, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.